I've got a friend in you. I know you are so. You are my confidence. You are my closest friend. You are my. Hello, viewers. You're welcome once again to your favorite show, Temi and You. And we're here again to discuss the same issue, but on a different angle now, about your hair. How do we take good care of our hair? This time around, we're not talking just to women. We're talking to both women and men. How do we take good care of our hair? And of course, with me today again is Mikai Adiola. We brought Mikai back again from the U.S. Mikai stays in Los Angeles, in California, and she's a cosmetologist. She's a hair extension expert as well, and she's an expert in hair loss. Mika, you're welcome back again.
Thank you.
We're going to look at the problems that can occur if we don't take care of our hair, and how do we actually deal with taking care of our hair. Is it only by washing? What exactly do we do to our hair?
Okay, to take care of your hair, you have to come up with different regimens. Everyone's hair type is very different. Everybody's need is very different. But it all starts with a diet. You have to have your fruits, your vegetables. You want to eat a proper amount of protein. Protein is going to come in your foods such as chicken, your beef, beans, fish, shrimp. These things will make the hair be very strong and prevent the hair from breaking as much. So you want to make sure you start with your diet, have plenty of water so that the scalp can breathe, be clean, and be nurtured as well. You also want to then go into a topical approach, which will go into your shampoos, your conditioners, the creams, the pomades that you choose to use. Then you want to follow your regimen based on if you want to wear your hair colored, or if you wear your hair with a relaxer. You approach this type of hair care very, very differently. So you have a list of things you have to do: exercise, eat properly, and then deal with the topical approaches in the proper manner as well.
Eat properly.
Yeah.
I'll take you off from there. Eat properly to somebody might just mean eating a big bowl of eba
Yeah.
with a small piece of fish, and that's proper. To another person, it might just mean, okay, you talk about protein. Okay, I can just put small protein in there and then have big cassava kind of thing.
Yeah.
Are we talking about, is that eating properly, or do we have another definition for eating properly?
Well, you want to create a balance. If you're going to eat protein, technically, they say you ball up your fist. This is the portion you should be eating. If I'm eating a piece of chicken, my chicken should be this size. Then you can eat a small portion of carbs, whether it be rice, or the pounded yam, or cassava, or maize. And then you want to have your vegetables as well. You need to have a vegetable in your diet. Green vegetables in particular aid in the hair growth. A lot of people don't know that you get a lot of iron from green vegetables. So you want to make sure you have a well-balanced meal at all times. It's okay when you want to snack here and there, but be careful. Choose your snacks wisely. Eat a banana, eat an orange, eat watermelon instead, because you're also going to get vitamin C from certain things that you eat. You'll get your vitamin A, your vitamin E. These things you need to have in the system to create healthy hair from the inside out, because food, the things we intake, it actually feeds the blood, and the blood feeds the hair. Everything that you're looking at on the outside is actually dead protein, including your fingernail. This is dead protein. What's underneath the hair shaft is actually what's alive. This has to be fed. It's almost like a plant. If you have a plant, you don't water it, what's going to happen to the plant?
It's gonna die.
It's going to die. So you have to nurture it to have healthy hair. So you start off with a balanced meal first.
Okay. So what we're saying, in other words, is that taking care of our hair starts even with our food,
It starts with the inner.
with the inner.
Yes.
So it comes out.
Yes.
Okay. So in other words, whatever we do to the inner will affect what is outside.
What we put in is what we put out.
Out.
Yes.
Good. Thank you. Okay, we're looking at the women now. We have different types of hair. We have different ways of taking care of our hair. We do braiding. We do. A lot of people retouch their hair now.
Yes.
Now, how do we take care of this hair? We've seen people living here on their head for 3 months, without washing. Maybe there's a braid or you fix your hair. And which are the appropriate ways of taking care of this
For
hair?
starters, anytime, as I would advise my clients, relaxer services should be done by a professional cosmetologist. You should find someone who you know is good at what they do so that they can protect the hair. If you find someone doing a relaxer and they do not know what they're doing, this can cost you your hair. If you're doing it yourself at home, it's not possible to properly break the hair down. So when you're dealing with chemicals such as relaxers or colors, you should find a good salon to go to and let someone else administer these services. So you want to make sure you start with your application being first. Then you want to take care of the hair. Follow it up with the proper shampoos. You want to use the proper conditioner behind hair. If you have braids, you may want to use a shampoo that has Corinthian zinc in the product, meaning something that's going to exfoliate the scalp or remove the debris from it. If you're wearing a weave-on or sew-in or braided weave, something where the hair is compact all day and you're outside, you're perspiring, you're working out, you're going up and down, you're taking the bus, you're traveling, and you're sweating, you need to have a product to get into the scalp to cleanse it. Even if you can't get to it to shampoo it, you need to have some form of anesthetic to go in and remove the fungus off the scalp or the bacteria, so this will help reduce the odor. This is part of extension regimen or weave-on regimen. If you're wearing a wig, you should take the wig off, cleanse the scalp. It's not to just, oh, I'm wearing a wig, it doesn't matter. The hair has to breathe. The follicle has to breathe. This is a part of taking care of the hair. The follicle has to breathe. If you're wearing a hair tie, you have to take it down at some point because the follicle needs oxygen. If there's no oxygen, you can actually cause damage to your own hair. Okay, so if you're doing your natural hair, shampoo, conditioner, find the proper moisturizer or pomade that you may need to use on your hair. Find a product that's actually going to absorb into the hair, not just lay on top of the hair. You have different products for styling purposes, to look good, to lay it, to tame edges. Those things are good, but when you're trying to treat an issue as far as relaxer, you want to make sure you use a product that's going to deeply moisturize the hair. If you're wearing extensions, you may not want to moisturize the hair because it's artificial hair or if it's human hair. But you may want to still take care of the hair that you choose to leave out, or if you leave out the edges, you may want to protect those types of hair. If you wear a weave, you don't want to get a weave and you leave out the edges or the back and you neglect it. This is why this hair will break off to this short of negligence. It begins to be dry. At least go in, apply some type of cream around the edges, whatever you're choosing to leave out. Protect this hair because that is your hair. It's not the commercial hair that you paid for.
Okay.
Okay? So that would be some points of how to take care of your hair.
Okay, talking about commercial hair that we pay for. What about an instance where you have this commercial hair on your head and then you leave it on for the next, say, 2-3 months?
Yeah.
Is it appropriate to just go ahead like that, just leave it? You don't need to do anything to your hair or to the commercial hair?
Absolutely not. You want to shampoo the hair. Even if you have braids. A lot of people get braids and they feel like, oh, I'm good to go. I don't have anything to do with my hair. No, you must still go and moisturize your scalp because your scalp can actually be dry. Now you're even exposing the scalp more so to air, to the sun, to the environment, to pollution. So you still want to cleanse the scalp. If you're wearing braids, a maintenance point that you should take is if you're going to have your braids in for 2 to 3 months. Let's say it's a millionaire. Is it millionaire braids?
Million braids.
Million braids.
Yes.
We call them micro braids in America.
Okay.
So if you're going to wear the very small braids and you want to keep them in for 2 to 3 months, it's my advice that you go in and take out the perimeter, the whole hairline, whether it be this much, go and have it redone at least every 4 to 6 weeks. And this is because, as you know, when the hair grows, you can get 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 inch. You don't want this much hair hanging out and you have a long braid just swinging onto this small hair. It's going to rip the hair out. So you should take it down and reapply the edges if you're going to go into 2-3 months. And be careful, everyone's hair is different. You have to know your hair type. Some women can wear their hair braided or in a weave for 2 months, and when they take it down, it begins to lock up. Some women can go 3 months and there's no locking up involved. So you have to know your hair type. What happens? A lot of this is also because if you are shampooing it with a weave, you should make sure that you go and sit underneath a hair dryer or be at a salon underneath a professional dryer so that those braids underneath all that commercial hair can dry. It's not, this creates a situation for fungus. You can get yeast infection of the scalp because of the wetness and the dampness, and then you go outside and perspire. Even in perspiration, you sweat. There is salt and sweat. These things can collect and stay at the base of the scalp, blocking the follicle where the hair can't even breathe.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay. I think we'll have to take a break, and then we'll come back, and
Okay.
I'll still take you back again on the fungal part of it, and
Yes.
then on the tangling part of it.
Yes.
Okay. Viewers, we'll just take a short break, and then we'll be back. Thank you. I've got a friend in you. I know you are so.
How you talking about it? Why?
I think it breaks hair if you leave it for a long time. Actually, if you do it and you are washing it, if you are taking care of it, if you are washing it for like 2 weeks interval, at least all the dandruff, you wash it away. They apply cream on the underroot. So by that, it may not break hair.
How I care for my hair? Yeah, I wash my hair, shampoo, condition it, and then set sometimes. And sometimes depending on the weather, if it's dry season, I tend to make weaving or matting so as to allow for more hair to be cut. And then sometimes I do fix weave-on, stuff like that.
Talking about weave-on,
Yeah.
do you use 100% human hair or do you use synthetic hair?
100% human hair, no. Synthetic.
Why?
Synthetic. It's more readily available, less expensive than human hair. And then, just want to have something good on. I'm not really particular about things. It's not as if I'm going to carry it for a very long time.
I've got a friend in you. I know you are so. You are my confidence. You are my.
I take care of my hair. Depending on the size, I use on my hair. If it's thin,
Let me put this here. How do you think a lady should take care of her hair?
the lady should take care of their hair very well because actually your hair actually depends who you are. You have to do your hair very well. Some people, they actually look at your hair and the way you look, so that the way people approach you, so the way you look is the way you're going to be approached. So your hair is very important. It adds beauty to you. So as for me, I take care of my hair depending on the time I'm doing. If it's 15, I can take like 3 weeks. Then it's like Ghana weaving, another time maybe like 2 weeks, depending on individual.
That's nice. So, like, how often do you think one should do it?
How often? Quite, they are quite different. So I don't know, depending on some people when they tie their hair for like a week, they start having scratches on inches on their hair, different things. But it depends on kind of hair, because we have different types of hair. So it depends.
So, how often do you manage your hair? How often do you do your hair?
I do my hair maybe 3 weeks. Then in month, then maybe it's brain, then I can actually have for a month. Then it's maybe 3 weeks. Then like Ghana with maybe normal hair like weaving, and then for a week.
For a lady, what are our duties? As our duties, so it's necessary and even compulsory to take care of our hair. And you can see that I'm having a low cost because of my hair. If you like, some ladies like long hair. I do long hair, but I find I don't want to change my look. You can braid, you can weave, you can coil, you can put on weave or wig at times if you're tired of doing your hair. But at least 2 weeks, you go to salon to do your hair.
But also, we see some ladies that carry hair for a month, 2 months.
For me, I don't like the idea. I can't carry hair for a month. Some ladies that do that, they spend a lot on that particular hair. So they want to exhaust their money before they do another one. For me, I don't buy that idea. So I don't do it.
Like your own hair now is low cost.
Yeah.
We hope it's not too expensive to maintain.
No, it's not so expensive. I can even say it's cheaper because it's only little lighter that I use for the coil. But every day I do put on my activator and cream. Then I'm spraying.
At Abishai, we believe that everyone has a talent. It may be hidden, and we try to get that talent out by teaching different vocations. That's how we say Abishai Vocational Center. We have vocations such as hairdressing, we have beads and jewelry making, we have baking and catering, we also deal with adire and batik. At the same time, we have knitting, which is, people say, an old-fashioned thing. But we bring in knitting again, just for people to know we can knit. We also have decoration and so many other things that can then. We have 2 weeks program for students who are on holiday. We also have 6 months program. We have 1 year program, we have 1.5 years program, we have 2 years program. Everything depends on you, how much time you want to give into this program. We have tutors that are very good in each area of specialty. Also have motivational speakers that come in occasionally to actually talk to the students. And in other words, we teach you and we give you the best in the field that is chosen. Not only that, we have a special discount for the first 100 students that we have in here. It can be a housewife, it can be somebody that has a mental disability, it can also be some school dropout, it can be children who have finished their school test or who are just dropping out of school and they just want to learn something new. So be one of the first 100.
To your show, Timmy and you. And we're talking today about the different ways of taking care of our hair. Remember, I have with me Mika. Mika, you're welcome back again. I said I was going to take you up on the way we treating our hair, the tangling part of the hair. You know, I remember that when I take down my hair, if I have my hair in braids, say for a month, and I take it down, you find out that the ends actually tangle.
Okay.
What's the cause of that? What can I do to that?
When you say the ends, are you saying the ends or in the root area?
The root area. The root area.
Okay, a lot of times what happens is when you have the you're talking about individual braiding?
Yes.
Okay, when you have the individual braiding, what happens is the hair is braided. So without the braid, if the hair sheds, our hair sheds at least 100 strands a day, unless there's a abnormal condition going on. It will excessively shed. But naturally it sheds. So when you comb the hair, naturally it can fall and fly away. But when it's braided, this prevents that shedded hair from falling down.
Okay.
So what happens is it just piles up on top of the braid where it has extended out. So once you begin to take the braid loose, then you'll notice this is kind of tangly. This is the excessive shedded hair wrapping with the good new hair. Okay. So then you'll have to comb. So you can use a wet product such as a leave-in, which is like a conditioner mixed with water, or a cream to soften it so that you can comb and not cause damage when you're removing it.
Okay. And also that means that you have to be sure of the type of thing you're using.
Yes.
Make sure that it's the original thing, not just any conditioner.
Yes, a good leave-in conditioner, or even a conditioner if you're removing the braid.
Okay.
To soften up that texture, because it can be quite dry from the weather, drying it out and just leaving the braids in. So you'll want to use the product just to detangle it, and then you'll see the extra hair, even when you're wearing a weave on or a sew-in. When you take it down, it's usually a lot of hair. This is the extra shedded hair, not hair that's done from breaking it, but shedded hair.
Okay. Talking about taking care of our hair, what if I'm wearing the natural hair like a man? That's why I said I'm coming to the men.
Yes.
You're wearing the natural hair. You see, every typical man would take the soap that they use for their body to wash their hair down.
Yes.
Just like the cream they put on the hair, you know, and then you start wondering, why is your hair shining this much?
Yes.
What are we talking about here?
Yeah, those are 2 different cases. Men should be using shampoo and conditioner just like women. They should not be
Every day?
Whenever they decide to shampoo and condition their hair, it should be that product. They should never take the soap or the body gel and use it on the scalp. This can cause irritation. This can help with dryness of the scalp, and this can help with hair loss. This can also clog up the pores. So they should be using a proper shampoo. If they have dandruff, they should be using a shampoo that's made for dandruff. If you have dry scalp as a man, you should be using a moisturizing shampoo and a conditioning conditioner. You only use a dime-sized amount of conditioner, run it through, leave it on 1 minute, shower, and rinse it off right away. As far as the moisturizer and the cream, They should use the product for the situation. And when I say that, I mean, let's say you have a gentleman who has a low cut, very, very low, and then you may have a gentleman who wants to have a miniature afro or small hair. Then you may want to have a gentleman who may want to wear his hair in locks, very long and stylish. One form of product you would use for the shine and gloss. The other product you would use is for the moisturizing of the hair and the scalp. So that leads us into, we're going to do a demonstration today as far as what moisturizers actually absorb into the hair and the skin, and the ones that actually just coat the hair for style appeal purposes, because you have the two.
Okay. So today we have two different products, and you're going to try to show our audience. Probably you do your demonstration on my hand, and then see which of this hair cream is appropriate, because your scalp is almost just like your skin, your body skin. So we'll see which one of these two creams will be appropriate for your hair. Okay, Mika.
So when you're doing this, you want to make sure, like I said before, if you're using a product for shine that's different, you want a product that's going to give you gloss, style appeal, maintenance. But if you want a product for moisture, if your hair tends to be dry or your scalp is dry, you need a hair moisturizer, something that actually absorbs into the scalp and into the hair. So I'm going to do a demonstration. Now, as you can see, I'm going to put this product here. As we rub it in, you'll see that the product is shiny. And we're going to rub and rub and rub.
And it's to continue to shine.
It's still shining. This is an example of a product that's just used for shine ability. It may soften the hair a bit, but this is just for appearances only.
So this will not go into the roots. This will not touch the base of the
This
hair.
actually, just like it's laying on your skin,
It's going to lie
it's going to do the same thing on the scalp. The same thing. You see how long the product
It's not going in at all.
As we
It's
rub and
not
rub
absorbing
and
anything.
rub, it's not.
Okay.
But this doesn't make this product be bad if you just want shine for your hair, or if you want to comb it in a nice ponytail, or if a gentleman wants to pick out an afro, or if he has locks, or if he even is wearing braids himself, he may want to use this for stylist purposes.
Okay.
So then we're going to use another product. Let's get a little bit more so you won't start cheated.
Okay.
And we're going to see if this product stays on the skin or if it will actually absorb.
Wow.
And if you look very close, you can see that the product is working its way into the skin. It has a sheen, but this one still, like, I don't know if you can even feel it with my
I can
hand,
feel it.
the difference.
This one
feels
yes,
more.
it feels more. It's as if it's actually in my skin itself. This one is as if it's on top of the skin.
Yes.
It's just staying on top.
And that's the difference. So even if you rub, this isn't going away. Eventually, this is actually, it's going into the skin. You can see the shine, but it's actually being absorbed.
So in other words, you can actually use this one for both, to get your shine and then for it to be absorbed.
Yes. So this one is going to be more so if you're trying to get your moisturizer, because they can't feel it at home, but this is actually, I can feel her skin better. This one feels like I'm just, even if you do this, it just feels like I'm gliding on top. It's not penetrating into the skin.
Okay, Mika. Well, I'm sure our viewers have learned a lot today about how to take good care of your hair and how to choose the type of cream you want for your hair, just like you're choosing the type of cream you want for your body. And the same way for men and even for our ladies, to know that you need to wash your hair with a shampoo, not your hair bar soap.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for being with us today. I'm sure you have learned a lot from this episode, and you will not hesitate to join us again next week when we'll be rounding up about the hair. And don't forget, next week is going to be more interesting because we're going to take both men and women, and it's a peculiar thing that we all have. Problems about our hair, problems about the scalp. Thank you very much for joining us. Mika, thanks for coming along with me again today. Thank you.
I've got a friend in you, I know you are so. You are my confidence, you are my closest friend. You